Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a new topic which is formal and informal organization. Now, what is the meaning of a formal and informal organization? You can actually see the two pictures that I have included for you. Here it shows a formal group which is having their meetings or they're doing the discussions in a formal way. But here it's an informal group which is created in an organization. Okay, so in this particular topic we will be studying what is the advantages, features and disadvantages of formal and informal organization. So again, this is a mind map which I have put for you. Okay, now what is a formal organization? If you see, formal organization is divided into features, advantages, disadvantages. Informal is again divided into features, advantages and disadvantages. Now, what is a formal organization? The structure is designed by the top level management, which is very important for you to understand, to achieve the organizational goals, which refers to objectives, in which the responsibility, authorities are and mutual relationships among all the employees working in an enterprise are clearly defined. That means what? Everybody who comes to work in a formal organization very clearly knows for what they are there. Okay, and they all know that they are all there for achieving the organizational goals. They are not there for anything else. So it is either functional structure or divisional structure that is followed, and you know that it is in a formal way that this is followed. That's the meaning of formal organization. Now moving on to the meaning of informal organization. So our educational institutions, example I'm telling you, educational institutions, our MNC companies, BPO sectors, all these are formal organization where everything is clearly told to us by the top level organization. We know the goals for which we are coming there to achieve. So it's very clearly functioning. Now, meaning of informal organization. Informal organization refers to the relationships between people, okay, working in an organization. What is the relationship between people working in an organization? Now, let's say all of you are working for this company called IBM. Now, when you are joining IBM, you are all new employees, you don't know each other. But as you start working in your team, you create a relationship between people who are working with you. So what is happening? It's based on emotions, it's based on personal attitudes. You start making friends. So you start sitting with them, you eat with them, you mingle with them, you speak to them. Okay, this is not told to you by the top level management or by your manager telling, hey, you have to be so and so's friend, you have to speak to him like this. No, it is something that comes in within yourselves. It's based on purely likes and dislikes of people. If you don't like a person, you will not speak to the person. Okay, so it's basically there is no formal authority, it has no procedures, but it is based on personal attitudes and emotions of people. Okay, so it's very simple. Here it's given to us by the top level, here it's based on our attitudes and emotions of. Now the next one, what are the features of formal organization? You know, formal organization is given to us by the top level management. It is something authority and responsibility is delegated to us. So there is no personal relationships that we are talking here. It specifies the relationship among various jobs. That means it tells you what's the finance job, it tells you what is the production team supposed to do. So it tells you very clearly, it states very clearly what everybody's job is and what is their position based on. Okay, and their interrelationship, whether they're team leader, manager, what is the relationship that they are sharing. Everything is on a very formal level. Okay, it means to achieve the objectives specified in a plan. I've very well told you the features are coming from it's an extension of the meaning. Okay, so there's no need for you to think, oh, I don't know how to remember the features. If you know the meaning of the formal organization, you very well know the features. Like so it means to achieve the objectives specified in the plans. Who is specified? The top level management is specified, as it lays down rules and procedures that is essential for the achievement of the goals. Okay, it is deliberately designed. Deliberately means it's forcefully designed, and it is designed by the top level management. Okay, it's not designed taking into consideration, yeah, it's taken into consideration lower level management and mid level, but whatever rules and regulations top level management has asked us to follow, we have to follow it. Why? So that the organization can function smoothly. Okay, then efforts of various departments are coordinated. Like I was telling you, in the functional structure, you have the production department, you have the marketing department, you have the financial department, and the human resource department. All these are working together and they're coordinating with each other and they are interlinked. But when it comes to the divisional structure, it is not interlinked. Every divisional head is separate. But when it comes to the functional structure, everything is interlinked and they're working together. Why? Because at the end of the day, everybody is working for the common goals to achieve profit. Okay, then it places more emphasis. Emphasis means importance on work to be performed than interpersonal relationship. So they are least bothered who your friends are, or who you're, whether you are going out with this guy, whether you're going out with that girl. No, they're least bothered about it. For them, the first importance is work. So work to be performed is more important than any other interpersonal relationship. So if you see the underlined words, these words are very much important for you to follow, and if you study these words, this is more than enough for you to study the answer. Now going next slide. Now what are the advantages and disadvantages of formal organization? Okay, advantages refers to merits and the limitations refers to demerits. Okay, so the first point is it is easier to fix. Let's finish the advantages of formal organization, then move to the limitations. The first one is it is easier to fix responsibilities. Why? Because all their job is very clearly defined to them. Example is what? I know what I am a team leader. I know what my job is because initially itself they have told me what my job is. So I need to work with my manager smoothly to ensure the work is completed. Yes, so that is the meaning of the word called they. Everything is very clearly told to you. Okay, that so you know whose levels are what, who's your team leader, who's your manager. Everything is told to you. You know it very clearly. Then there is no ambiguity in the role, means there is nothing that is hidden, or there's nothing that should be kept as a secret in it. Everything is very crystal clear when it comes to a formal organization, because the levels are clearly defined and the duties are all specified. Okay, and this also helps in avoiding duplication of work. So helps in avoiding duplication because everybody knows what their job is, so there is no problem when it comes to doing your job. You will finish your job and you would go. Unity of command. What's the meaning of unity of command? Okay, every employee will only have one boss. Okay, you're not following 2 to 3 bosses here. So why? Either you're following the divisional structure or the functional structure. Why? So everything is very clearly stated. So unity of command is maintained through an established chain of command. That is how your organizational structure is either based on functional structure or on the divisional structure. So the next one is it leads to accomplishment of goals by providing a framework. What is the meaning of framework? You're giving a deadline to the employees that within so and so date or within so and so time I want everything to get finished. Okay, so what are you giving? You're giving a framework. Framework means, you know, right? You are setting the rules and you're setting things very clear to the employee so that they are able to achieve it. So there is no confusion for them. They know what goals they have to accomplish. Okay, so the next one is it provides stability. Okay, stability means what? The organization becomes stable. There is no confusion, there is no sudden losses that's taking place, because but the organization structure is defined properly. They know who their manager is, they know who their team leader or the subject matter expert is. So depending on that, the organization becomes a stable organization, since the employees know what the rules are of the organization, so there is no confusion. Okay, so again we'll do a recap. Advantages: fixes responsibilities, it's very clearly defined. There is no hidden truths or secrets because the duties are all specified and helps in avoiding duplication. There is unity of command that is followed. Then it helps to accomplish goals by providing a framework to the employees. Then it provides stability to the organization by rules, by providing rules to the employees, so they are all clearly know that these are the objectives that they need to follow. Okay, now what are the disadvantages? Very simple. Even without looking at the disadvantages, you can actually say if the organization structure is incorrect, that means if they are not dividing, or if they are not making or functioning a proper organizational structure, then it would lead to very poor practices in the organization. It will lead to a lot of confusion, and instead of a person who has a lot of talent, the talent would be lost. Okay, and what happens every time you are following the rules and regulations where you have to follow the hierarchy? Like example, you're a senior associate, and if you have a problem you need to go to your team leader, you need to tell your team leader, then your team leader will tell the manager. By the time the problem is solved, it would actually take like 1 business working day or 2 business working days. Why? Because your manager has to get in touch with the senior manager. So what is it? Lot of procedures need to be followed. So look here to the limitations. Even before I looked at it, I was just telling you the formal communication may lead to delays. Why? Because you have to follow the hierarchy: senior associate, subject matter expert, team leader, manager. So everything gets delayed when a small issue can actually be fixed. When it comes to decisions, so it's even if manager has to take decision, he has to take the inquiry of the senior manager, and then based on the inquiry he has to justify it. Only then he'll tell the team leader, and team leader will come and tell you yes, go ahead. So it will take a lot of time. Next one is poor organization practices may not provide. See, organization practices means again poor organization structure. Okay, if the structure is not set properly, it will lead to a lot of poor organizational practices. Like what? Let's say for example, if the organization is not ventilated properly and employees are still sitting and working without proper ventilation, they would definitely fall sick. Okay, so example, the manager is saying for each and everything you first need to go to your team leader, even if your team leader is not present at office. So does it make sense? No. Why? Because the uh, you have to solve the problem, so immediately you have to go to your manager and follow gang plan. But here the manager itself is telling no, this is the rule set by the organization. Even if the team leader is not there, it's okay, let the work get delayed, you go to your team leader, you tell the problem when he comes back from home, and then you let the team leader come and tell me the problem. So what is it? It's very poor organization practices which will lead to recognition to, so it will stop the creative talent. So people cannot grow very easily, and even if they are very talented, they cannot grow. Why? Because the rules, they cannot deviate from the rules. Okay, they cannot change the rules because the rules are all rigid. Okay, next one, it is difficult to understand all human relationships in an enterprise as more importance is given to organization structure. So what is happening? Employee is not picking the phone from the past 3 days. As per the organization structure, or as per the rules of the organization, you need to send you need to warn the employee, and you need to send a letter. But would you do it? What are the other things you have to look in? You'll have to ask the employee's friends, is he in touch with you all? What is wrong with him? Probably he is really not well that he cannot pick the phone, or probably he has lost the phone that he cannot call you all. So there will be so many reasons. But what is happening here? All human relationships, each and every person is different. So based on how different they are, we cannot judge how the organization is going to function. Okay, so we cannot affect the structure. So these are the advantages and these are the disadvantages. Okay, now moving on to the next topic, meaning of informal organization. I'll tell you one thing: informal organization comes out from a formal organization. Example is, you joined your educational institution. Let's say you joined your college. When you joined your college as a fresher, you did not know anybody. You were put into different sections, or let's say com A, com B, com C. But as you mingle with within your friends or within people there, you start building a bond with them based on your personal attitudes and emotions and likes and dislikes. This refers to as informal organization. It is born out of a formal organization. So what is it? It's a relationship between people working in an organization. There is no formal authority. It has no procedures and no regulations, but it's based on personal attitudes, emotions, likes and dislikes. Okay, this is something that's very important for you to know. That's why I put a diagram here. You're going for a coffee break, you're discussing about your work, you're telling them how it is. So what is it? It's an informal organization. An informal organization originates from within a formal organization as a result of personal interactions. That means you're speaking to people. Okay, based on that, it's created. The standard of behavior evolves on group. That means you grow when you are joining your friends, or when you're going out for lunch or dinner, you go out in a group of, let's say, 2 or 3. Okay, are you putting any rules and regulations telling, are you not supposed to tell this to me, you're not supposed to tell that to me? No, you are not following all those rules and regulations. You are purely involved as a group and you're enjoying as a group. So there is no rules and regulations in an informal organization. You are free to speak to everyone and anyone here. So it is independent channel of communication. That means there is no levels here. You can speak to whoever you want. Your friend can even be your team leader, or he can even be your manager, or he can even be your VP. Okay, so there is no rules and regulations that is set here. Okay, then it ensures spontaneous means what? It is created all of a sudden based on the likes and the dislikes of people. Okay, and it is not deliberate. It is not a deliberate function. Okay, that means nobody is forcing it on you. You are it is automatically growing based on your likes and your dislikes. This again comes from your meaning. Okay, and it is very simple. Moving to your advantages and disadvantages of informal organization. Now the first advantage, now let's finish with the advantage and then the disadvantage. Again, I'll tell you these topics, that is the features, advantages, disadvantages of formal, features, advantages and disadvantage of informal organization. All these would come for 4 marks or for 8 marks, and trust me, it is easy, it is not complicated. So please ensure to study this particular topic. Now, advantages of informal organization. Please remember the word called informal. There is no rules and regulations, and you are creating based on your likes and dislikes. Okay, so what is happening? Prescribed lines of communication is not followed. Prescribed means the organization is not telling you she should be your friend or he should be your friend. So what is happening? Okay, it leads to faster spread of information. Let's say you are in, let's take a class for example. You are in second com B, your friends are in second com D. Okay, now you want to, let's say your class teacher has told you some secret information and told you don't tell anyone. But out of the entire lot of let's say 50 or 60, I'm sure 1 or 2 cannot hold a secret to themselves. They'll tell their best friend and they'll say, don't tell that I told you this. So what is happening? Information is spreading fast. Same thing in an organization also. You are probably working in an accounts payable team, and then your friend is working in an accounts receivables team. You hear that there is some changes, or you will not get hike, or you will not get bonus this time in the organization. So what will you do? Your manager told you this information. You will tend to pass it to her, and she will tend to pass it in her team. So what is happening? Information is passing very fast. Okay, as well as quick feedbacks. If you want to tell someone anything, you want to give them a feedback, you can easily give them a feedback here. There is no rules and regulations. Next one, it helps to fulfill the social needs of the members and allows them to find like-minded people. So what is happening, all of you come to work, and you want to you stay happy, you find friends just like you find like-minded people. Like-minded people refers to people who are like you. So what is happening, whatever happiness you did not find anywhere else, or you just feel happy coming to work just to meet your friends. Okay, so this fulfills the social needs. Next one, it contributes towards the fulfillment of organizational objectives. Why? Your friend says, you know what, we have to achieve these targets. We have to ensure that this time we are getting that 5 plus rating or 6 plus rating. So what is happening? Indirectly or directly, you are motivated to work in the organization and you are achieving the organizational goals. Next one, example, employees' reactions towards the plans and policies can be tested through informal organization. If you have any policies and things that are changing in the organization, and you can actually, your friends will actually tell you, no, this is what my managers decided, that is what our team leader was telling. So you all will have discussions within yourself. So moving on to the disadvantages, if it is wrong information, it will spread very fast and it will destroy the organization. Okay, so example, what they will say, you know what, manager is leaving the organization. In reality, manager will not be leaving the organization. So what is happening, even if the person is not leaving, you spread incorrect information which destroys the person, which destroys your manager's name and fame. Next one, the management may not be successful in implementing changes in the informal organization. So what is this? If there is some let's say a group which is very strong in their friendship and their group is very strong which is affecting their work, okay, the management cannot stop these changes. Why? Because it's an informal group. You cannot tell them don't make friends with these people, your work is getting affected. You can tell, you can stop them until a certain level, but you cannot go beyond that. Okay, so again that becomes a negative impact reason, because if you go towards telling anything in a very greater extent, they will even leave their job and they may go. So we cannot oppose any restrictions on the employees. Why? Because it's an informal group that they have created. Next one, it pressurizes members to conform to group expectations. This curbs this can be harmful to the organization if the norms set by the group are against the organizational interest. Like example, you know that you have planned a weekend out on Saturday, but Saturday you have to come to your workplace to work. Now what do? Without telling your manager and your team leader, you just apply for a holiday, you just take a sudden leave and you go for your outing. Now you are taking a holiday from your team, your friend is taking from other team. So what is happening? You are harming the organization. Okay, and you are not following the rules. Norms refers to rules and regulations which is set by the organization. So why is all this happening? Because of informal groups that you are creating in an organization. Okay, so this is a very simple topic. Please ensure you studying this topic. All the words that I have underlined is very much easy for you to understand and study the particular topic. Okay, any doubts you have for me, please ensure you leave a comment in the comment box. Okay, and it would be useful. I would improvise and I will solve your doubts. So thank you. Ensure that you study it. Thank you.